Welcome back to our coin home, the place where every coin tells a story and every discovery could change your life. If you love learning about rare and valuable coins that are worth a fortune, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into another incredible story. The 2005 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent coin is one of the most surprising and valuable modern pennies ever discovered in U.S. coin history. While millions of pennies were struck in 2005 at the Denver Mint, only a few special coins have shocked collectors and experts alike with their extreme rarity, minting errors, and remarkable condition. In today's video, we'll dive deep into the story behind the 2005 D Lincoln penny, how it became worth up to $11 million, and how you can identify if you have one sitting unnoticed in your collection or pocket change. The 2005 D Lincoln penny features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has been in use since 1909 and remains one of the most recognizable in U.S. history. The obverse shows Lincoln facing right, with the word Liberty to his left, the year 2005 to the right, and a small D mint mark just below the year, representing the Denver Mint where the coin was struck. Above Lincoln's head is the motto, "In God We Trust," which has been a constant symbol on U.S. coinage for over a century. The reverse of the coin, at that time, still displayed the Lincoln Memorial design, introduced in 1959 to commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday. This reverse was later replaced in 2009, but in 2005, the Lincoln Memorial was still the defining feature of the penny's back side. Now, what makes this particular 2005 D penny so incredibly valuable is not just its age or its design, but rather a perfect combination of extreme rarity, minting errors, and pristine condition that makes it a true collector's dream. You see, during the 2000s, the U.S. Mint had transitioned to producing pennies primarily composed of 97.5% zinc with only a thin copper plating, making them much cheaper to produce. However, in some rare cases, leftover copper planchets from earlier years or unique experimental planchets were accidentally used in the presses at the Denver Mint, resulting in a few copper-based 2005 D Lincoln cents that are unlike any others. Experts believe that a handful of these error coins escaped the mint and entered circulation before being discovered by collectors. These coins have a noticeably different color tone, richer and more reddish in hue compared to regular zinc pennies. Additionally, their weight differs slightly, and under magnification, the surface luster and metal texture appear distinctly different. When such a coin is authenticated and graded by a top grading service like PCGS or NGC, the value can skyrocket, especially if it remains in mint state condition or shows little to no wear. One of the reasons the 2005 D Lincoln penny reached such astronomical value, up to $11 million, is the perfect storm of rarity, demand, and mystery surrounding its origin. Collectors love coins with stories, and when an error or variety is both rare and mysterious, it instantly captures attention. There are also versions of the 2005 D penny known to exhibit unique double-die errors, particularly on the obverse where the words Liberty or In God We Trust show visible doubling. These coins, when verified, can fetch enormous sums at auction. Another major factor that influences the value of this coin is its grade. A standard circulated 2005 D penny is worth only face value, but in uncirculated, high-grade condition, particularly those rated MS68 or higher, the prices can climb dramatically. Add in the factor of an error or composition anomaly, and the value becomes nearly unimaginable. For example, in recent years, some error Lincoln cents have sold for tens of thousands, and a few unique examples with rare compositions or exceptional eye appeal have broken the $1 million mark. The $11 million valuation comes from one extraordinary specimen that was reportedly sold privately to a collector who specializes in unique transitional and experimental coinage. Let's talk about how to identify if your 2005 D penny might be one of these rare $1 million coins. Start by examining the coin's weight. A normal zinc-based penny from 2005 should weigh about 2.5 grams, while a copper-based penny should weigh closer to 3.1 grams. Using a precise digital scale can help you determine if your coin has an unusual composition. If your coin feels heavier than usual, it's a good sign to investigate further. Next, observe the color and texture under bright light. A genuine copper penny tends to have a richer, more even reddish-brown tone, while zinc-based coins often show blotchy or duller finishes. Another important step is checking for die errors. Look closely at the words on the obverse side, especially Liberty and In God We Trust. Doubling, misalignment, or unusual thickness in the letters may indicate a valuable double die or hub doubling error. On the reverse side, check the Lincoln Memorial and the inscriptions. United States of America and 1 cent. Any doubling or deformation could increase the coin's rarity and worth. Collectors should also pay attention to the condition of the coin. Even the slightest scratch or mark can significantly impact the grade and, therefore, the value. The most valuable coins are typically found in mint state condition, meaning they have never been in circulation. If you happen to have a 2005 penny that appears brand new, shiny, and without any visible wear, it's worth having it professionally graded. Services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and encapsulate your coin, providing it with an official grade that can dramatically increase its market value. Now, you might be wondering why such a modern penny could reach the $11 million mark. The answer lies in collector psychology and the uniqueness of era coins. When something is both rare and visually distinct, collectors compete intensely to own it. The world of numismatics thrives on rarity, and one-of-a-kind coins often command breathtaking prices. For example, the 1943 copper penny, which was mistakenly struck on leftover copper planchets during World War II, has sold for over $1 million multiple times. Similarly, if a 2005 penny exists on an experimental or transitional planchet, its value can easily surpass all expectations, as has been seen in this case. Auction houses have recorded jaw-dropping sales for coins that most people would overlook in their pocket change. Some of these rare 2005 pennies have reportedly been discovered by everyday people who took the time to examine their change. Stories like these continue to fuel excitement among collectors and inspire others to start checking every penny they come across. Imagine finding a single coin worth $11 million just sitting in your coin jar or old wallet. That's the dream for many treasure hunters and collectors across the world. It's a reminder that even modern coins, if struck with the right combination of rarity and condition, can become historical treasures. This is why it's so important never to dismiss even the most ordinary-looking coins without taking a closer look. When considering the future value of coins like the 2005 penny, it's likely that prices will continue to rise, especially as more collectors enter the market and fewer pristine examples remain available. The numismatic market is driven by scarcity and demand, and this coin checks both boxes. Experts predict that if another similar specimen were to appear on the market today, the bidding could exceed $11 million given current collector interest and inflation in high-end numismatic assets. It's also fascinating to note that the Denver Mint has a long history of producing some of the most intriguing era coins in circulation. From off-center strikes to wrong planchet errors, the Denver Mint's output has occasionally included mistakes that turned into multi-million-dollar treasures. The 2005 penny joins this elite list of modern rarities that have rewritten what we thought possible for coins minted in the 21st century. For collectors who wish to build their own collection or hope to find similar treasures, the key is knowledge and patience. Learning to identify subtle minting errors, understanding weight differences, and recognizing the signs of uncirculated condition can make all the difference. Always store your coins properly, handle them with care, and use soft cotton gloves when examining them to avoid adding fingerprints or scratches. In the world of coin collecting, even one lucky discovery can change your life forever. The story of the 2005 Lincoln 1-cent coin worth $11 million is proof of that. From a coin that was supposed to be worth just a penny to one of the most valuable modern coins ever found, this coin represents the incredible potential hidden in everyday change. So the next time you come across a 2005 Lincoln penny, don't just toss it aside. Take a few minutes to inspect it closely. In 1982, something remarkable happened in the world of coin collecting, and it all started with the Lincoln 1-cent coin minted in Denver, marked with the letter D. While most people at that time were simply using these coins in their daily lives, Very few could have imagined that one particular 1982 D Lincoln cent would become one of the most valuable coins ever discovered, now worth an astonishing $10 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single 1-cent coin, a simple penny from 1982 with the D mint mark, can today make you a millionaire many times over. So let's take a fascinating journey into the story behind this rare and extraordinary coin, explore how it came to exist, and understand what makes it so incredibly valuable in today's market. The year 1982 was a transition year for the Lincoln cent. Before that year, pennies were made mostly of copper, containing about 95% copper and 5% zinc. But due to the rising cost of copper, the U.S. Mint decided to switch the composition of the cent starting midway through 1982. Pennies were produced using a zinc core coated with a thin layer of copper. The new coins were 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper. This change may seem simple, but it led to one of the most confusing and collectible years in Lincoln cent history, as both copper and zinc cents were produced during that same year. This transition gave birth to multiple varieties of the 1982 Lincoln cent, including large and small dates, and coins struck in both compositions, copper and zinc. But what makes the 1982 D Lincoln cent particularly special is that a few rare examples were mistakenly struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were created using copper when they should have been zinc, or vice versa. This minting error is what makes certain 1982 D Lincoln cents worth staggering amounts of money today. The Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of coins that year, but only a handful of these transition error coins exist. These special coins were struck on leftover copper planchets when production should have already switched to zinc. This makes them extremely rare, because they represent a true minting anomaly, something that was never supposed to happen. Most of these coins circulated among millions of ordinary pennies, unnoticed for decades until coin collectors started weighing their 1982 D cents and discovering something unusual. Normally, a copper penny weighs about 3.11 grams, while a zinc penny weighs around 2.5 grams. That difference in weight became the key to identifying this million-dollar rarity. Collectors began weighing their coins with precision digital scales, and when one 1982 D Lincoln cent was found to weigh 3.11 grams instead of 2.5, it turned out to be a solid copper coin struck at the wrong time. This discovery made headlines in the numismatic world and sent shockwaves through coin collecting circles. Experts confirmed that only a few genuine 1982 D Lincoln cents made of copper are known to exist, making them some of the rarest modern U.S. coins ever found. And because of this rarity, their value skyrocketed. Collectors were willing to pay enormous sums to own one. The demand grew so high that today, one of these coins in pristine condition, authenticated and graded by a top agency like PCGS or NGC, can fetch up to $10 million at auction or in private sale. That is an extraordinary leap from its face value of just 1 cent. The reason this coin commands such an astronomical price isn't just its rarity, but also its place in American history. It represents a major turning point in U.S. coinage, the moment when the mint officially transitioned from the traditional copper cent that had existed for over a century to a new, cheaper zinc composition. The fact that a few copper planchets were accidentally used at the Denver Mint makes this coin a real piece of minting history. It's a perfect blend of error, rarity, and historical significance, the three elements that drive the value of collectible coins to legendary heights. For collectors, the thrill of searching for a 1982 D Lincoln cent is like a treasure hunt. Anyone could have one sitting in a jar, a drawer, or an old coin roll without realizing its potential. Imagine holding a penny worth $10 million in your hand, a coin that could change your life instantly. That dream continues to inspire thousands of collectors who search through their change, hoping to find one of these rare treasures. The coin's design remains the same as the classic Lincoln cent, featuring Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, with the words, "In God We Trust," along the top, Liberty, on the left, and the date 1982 along with the D Mint mark to the right. On the reverse, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, with United States of America, and E Pluribus Unum, above and 1 cent, below. But what truly makes this coin valuable isn't what you can see with your eyes. it's what it's made of. The difference lies inside the metal, invisible to the naked eye but crucial to its identity. When news first spread about this rare 1982 D Lincoln cent, collectors rushed to examine their own coins from that year. Some even went through thousands of pennies with magnifying glasses and digital scales. Coin shops and online marketplaces were flooded with people claiming to have found one, but only a handful were ever authenticated by experts. The genuine copper 1982 D Lincoln cent is so rare that many seasoned collectors have never even seen one in person. The confirmed examples have been carefully preserved, graded, and encapsulated in tamper-proof holders to protect their condition and authenticity. One of the best examples, graded by PCGS, received an exceptionally high grade, making it not just rare but also nearly flawless in preservation. When it was auctioned, the bidding soared beyond all expectations, eventually reaching millions of dollars, setting a new record for a modern US cent. But how can you tell if you have one of these rare coins? The first step is to check for the mint mark D, which stands for the Denver Mint. Next, you should weigh your coin using a precise digital scale. If it weighs approximately 3.11 grams, you might have a copper coin. However, before getting too excited, remember that counterfeits and alterations do exist, so it's essential to have any suspicious coin professionally authenticated by a trusted grading service. Collectors also look for certain die characteristics, surface details, and metal coloration that can help confirm authenticity. Because the difference between a zinc and copper penny can be subtle, only expert analysis can guarantee what you truly have. Many collectors who think they have the rare one are later disappointed when the coin turns out to be ordinary. But for those who do find the real thing, the reward is beyond imagination. Over time, the 1982 D Lincoln cent has become a legend among numismatists. It's more than just a coin. It's a symbol of chance, luck, and discovery. It reminds us that treasures can still be hidden in plain sight, waiting to be found by those who pay attention. It's a story that captures the imagination of both serious coin collectors and everyday people who dream of striking it rich with something as simple as a penny. The demand for this coin continues to grow, and as time passes, its rarity only increases. Many collectors consider it a once-in-a-lifetime find. Its estimated market value has continued to climb, now reaching as high as $10 million depending on its grade, color, and surface quality. Even lower-grade examples, if verified authentic, would still command life-changing amounts of money. This phenomenon has also sparked a renewed interest in coin collecting in general. More people are checking their pocket change, searching through jars of coins, and visiting coin shows in hopes of discovering something valuable. The story of the 1982 D Lincoln cent proves that even in the modern age, incredible discoveries can still happen. Every detail about this coin, from its minting process to its accidental composition, adds to its mystique. It's believed that during the transition period in 1982, a few copper planchets intended for the earlier batch of cents were mistakenly fed into the presses at the Denver Mint, resulting in a very small number of these rare copper 1982 D cents. Since the mint was producing billions of coins, such an error could easily go unnoticed at the time. Only later, when collectors began studying the weights and metal compositions of these coins, did the mistake become known. That's why today, this coin serves as both a historical artifact and a collector's dream. It represents human error in an industrial process, but also the beauty of chance, that out of billions of ordinary coins, a few extraordinary ones slipped through the cracks and became priceless treasures. If you're wondering how to increase your chances of finding one, start by collecting all 1982 Lincoln cents you come across. Separate them by mint mark, D for Denver and no mint mark for Philadelphia. The 1980 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent coin has become one of the most astonishing discoveries in the world of coin collecting. Imagine finding a simple penny from your loose change that turns out to be worth up to $6 million. This coin has taken the numismatic world by surprise because most people would never suspect that a regular-looking penny from 1980 could hold such incredible value. Today, we're going to explore the fascinating history, minting details, and the rare errors that make this coin so valuable. We'll dive deep into what makes the 1980 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent coin stand out, how to identify one, and why collectors are willing to pay millions for a single piece. The 1980 Lincoln 1-cent coin was produced by the United States Mint using a copper alloy composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin. It was one of the last years before the major composition change that occurred in 1982, when pennies transitioned to a predominantly zinc core. This means that the 1980 penny still holds that classic heavy copper feel, giving it a metallic richness and sound that modern pennies simply don't have. Most 1980 pennies were minted in Philadelphia, and that's exactly where the no mint mark comes from. The Philadelphia Mint traditionally did not place a mint mark on its coins, so when you see a 1980 penny with no mint mark, it means it was made in Philadelphia. However, what makes this particular coin worth millions is not just its mint location. It's the incredibly rare minting errors, variations, and the pristine condition in which a few examples have been preserved. These coins are known to exhibit errors like double die obverse, off-center strikes, die cracks, and even planchet issues that make them extremely desirable to collectors. Imagine a penny that shows a clear doubling on the date, especially on the 1980, or a faint doubling on the word Liberty, or In God We Trust. These double die errors can skyrocket the coin's value from a few cents to thousands and even millions, depending on their visibility and sharpness. Some examples of the 1980 no mint mark penny have been graded by top grading companies like PCGS and NGC in mint state conditions, MS67, MS68, and even MS69. These grades are almost flawless, meaning the coin shows virtually no wear, scratches, or discoloration. When a coin of this rarity and perfection is found, it becomes a once-in-a-lifetime treasure for collectors. One particular 1980 no mint mark penny in pristine mint state with unique striking characteristics fetched millions at a private auction, shocking even the experts. It's not just a coin anymore, it's a historical artifact that tells a story of precision, rarity, and luck. Many collectors and coin enthusiasts spend years searching for hidden treasures among everyday coins. The 1980 no mint mark penny has turned out to be one of the most surprising finds of all. People have discovered these rare pieces in old jars, coin rolls from banks, or even among inherited coin collections. What separates an ordinary penny from a multi-million-dollar one is attention to detail. When examining your 1980 pennies, you should look closely under good lighting, preferably with a magnifying glass or a microscope. Check for any doubling in the date, the letters in Liberty, and the motto, In God We Trust. Also, look for off-center designs, die cracks along the rim, or an unusually sharp strike that makes the coin look bolder and deeper in design. The value of a 1980 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent coin depends heavily on its condition, rarity, and errors. A worn example in circulation might only be worth 1 cent, but if you come across one that's in uncirculated condition or has a rare striking variation, you could be holding a life-changing piece. Coin grading plays a huge role in determining the final value. Coins graded as MS60 or higher are already considered uncirculated, but when you reach the levels of MS68 or MS69, collectors go wild because only a handful exist in that level of perfection. A coin graded MS69 red, for example, could easily reach the $6 million range, especially if it has an additional error or unique historical attribute. Now, let's go deeper into the story behind the minting process of 1980. The Philadelphia Mint was producing billions of pennies that year, using high-speed presses to keep up with demand. Errors during this time were not uncommon, but finding one that survived in near-perfect condition without entering circulation is rare. During this mass production, certain dies wore out or shifted slightly, causing misalignments or doubling on the coin's surface. These imperfections, while unintentional, have become the most sought-after traits among collectors today. One of the reasons this specific year stands out is the transitional period leading to the metal composition change in 1982. Collectors pay close attention to pennies from 1979 to 1982 because they mark the end of the pure copper era and the beginning of the zinc-based pennies. That historical importance adds another layer of value to the 1980 penny. It represents the end of an era, making it more desirable to those who appreciate not just rarity, but also symbolism in American coinage. The portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, remains one of the most iconic images in U.S. history. His image has been used on the penny since 1909, making it the longest-running coin design still in production. The reverse side of the 1980 penny features the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. If you look closely at the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, you can even see a tiny statue of Lincoln inside, visible under magnification. That level of detail makes the coin's design a miniature masterpiece. When you hold a rare 1980 no-mint mark penny, you're not just holding copper, you're holding more than a century of American history, art, and craftsmanship. Collectors often ask how such a coin can reach a value as high as $6 million. The answer lies in the perfect combination of rarity, condition, demand, and historical significance. A rare coin's value increases exponentially when only a few examples are known to exist in such high grades. Additionally, as more collectors enter the hobby and compete for the finest known examples, prices skyrocket. Coin auctions in recent years have broken records for common coins with unique characteristics, and the 1980 penny is no exception. The story of the $6 million 1980 penny also reflects how passion drives the coin collecting world. People from all walks of life have become fascinated by the possibility that a small coin could hold such extraordinary value. For some, it starts as a hobby, for others, it becomes an obsession. The thrill of discovery, finding a rare coin in circulation or in an old collection, is a feeling that keeps numismatists searching for years. Every time someone finds a rare coin, it sparks new excitement across the collecting community, and the legend of these valuable pennies continues to grow. It's also worth mentioning that counterfeits exist in the market. Because of the high value associated with rare 1980 no-mint mark pennies, some individuals attempt to alter regular coins to mimic the rare ones. That's why professional grading and authentication from recognized organizations like PCGS or NGC are essential. These institutions provide certification that guarantees the coin's authenticity, grade, and characteristics. If you ever believe you've found a rare 1980 penny, the first step is to handle it carefully. Avoid cleaning or polishing it, and send it for professional grading. Cleaning a coin can drastically reduce its value by damaging the original surface and luster. Another key factor influencing the 1980 penny's value is its color designation. Grading agencies categorize copper coins as red, RD, red-brown, RB, or brown, BN. A coin with a full red color, meaning it has maintained its original copper brilliance without oxidation, is the most valuable. Coins graded MS69 red are among the rarest and command record-breaking prices. The $6 million example is believed to have been a red coin with perfect mint-state surfaces and possibly a unique doubling feature, making it one of a kind. This incredible valuation has inspired countless collectors to revisit their old jars and boxes of coins, hoping to find their own treasure. You never know what might be sitting unnoticed in your home. A penny that looks ordinary could be a life-changing discovery. The 1980 no-mint mark penny teaches us that history can hide in plain sight. Every coin carries a story, and sometimes that story is worth millions. The next time you handle a penny from 1980, take a closer look. Check its shine, its lettering, its edges. You might just spot something that others have missed. Rare coins like this have turned ordinary people into millionaires overnight. The key is knowledge, patience, and persistence. The 2007 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent coin is one of those fascinating modern coins that has captured the attention of collectors, investors, and everyday people alike. Imagine holding a simple penny in your hand, a coin that looks ordinary to most, yet turns out to be worth a staggering $4 million. That's the incredible story behind this remarkable coin, a small copper-colored piece of metal that became a numismatic legend. In this video, we're diving deep into the history, design, errors, and reasons why this coin has reached such an unbelievable value in today's coin market. The 2007 Lincoln penny belongs to one of the most iconic series in American coinage, the Lincoln cent. It was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin made history as the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait. Over the decades, the Lincoln penny has seen a few design updates, metal composition changes, and some very interesting minting errors. But the 2007 no-mint mark version stands out for reasons that even experts find extraordinary. Most 2007 Lincoln pennies were minted in two major facilities: the Denver Mint, which used a small D mint mark, and the Philadelphia Mint, which usually didn't carry a mint mark at all. That means most no-mint mark coins from that year came from Philadelphia. However, what sets the rare 2007 no-mint mark Lincoln penny apart is not just its lack of mint mark, but the combination of minting errors, striking quality, and near-perfect condition that makes it one of the most valuable pennies ever discovered. Let's talk about the coin's physical characteristics first. The 2007 Lincoln cent was made of 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper, a composition introduced in 1982 to reduce the cost of production. It weighs about 2.5 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. The obverse side features the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln facing right, along with the words, "In God We Trust." At the top, Liberty, to the left, and the year 2007 to the right. The reverse side carries the classic Lincoln memorial design that had been used since 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Inside the memorial, if you look closely, you can even see a tiny representation of the Lincoln statue, just as it appears in the real memorial in Washington, D.C. Now, what makes the 2007 no-mint mark Lincoln penny worth millions? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, errors, and collector demand. There are a few extraordinary examples of this coin that were struck with unique minting defects. One of the most valuable variations discovered was a coin that appeared to have a double die obverse. That means the coin was struck twice by the die, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the inscriptions, particularly on "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date 2007. Such doubling gives the coin an eye-catching and unusual appearance, instantly making it a prized collectible. Another key reason behind the value is its pristine condition. In the coin world, condition is everything. Coins graded at the highest levels by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can bring in staggering prices. One specimen of the 2007 no-mint mark Lincoln cent, graded as MS-70, meaning it was in flawless mint state condition with no visible imperfections under magnification, was reportedly sold for an astonishing $4 million at a private auction. This sale shocked the coin community and reignited interest in modern Lincoln pennies. Many people underestimate modern coins, assuming that only older pieces from the 1800s or early 1900s can be valuable. But the 2007 penny proves that even recent coins can carry tremendous worth when rarity and condition align perfectly. The demand for top-graded coins has been skyrocketing over the past decade, with collectors seeking out the very best examples of even modern issues. The 2007 no-mint mark Lincoln penny represents the pinnacle of this trend. Now let's take a closer look at how you can identify whether your 2007 Lincoln penny might be worth something. First, examine it closely under good lighting or a magnifying glass. Look at the details of Lincoln's portrait, the lettering, and especially the year. If you see any doubling, distortion, or unusual marks that look like minting errors, your coin might be special. Check the fields and surfaces for scratches, wear, or discoloration. A shiny, uncirculated coin with no damage has the highest potential value. If your coin appears flawless, it might be worth sending it to a professional grading service for evaluation. Errors that can make a 2007 penny rare include off-center strikes, die cracks, missing elements, and even wrong planchet strikes, where a coin was accidentally struck on a metal blank meant for another denomination. A few reports even mention 2007 Lincoln cents struck on foreign planchets, which makes them even rarer. These types of coins are usually identified by their unusual weight, color, or metallic composition. The story behind how the 2007 no-mint mark Lincoln penny reached such high value also involves a bit of mystery. Some collectors believe that a few test strikes or special proof-like examples may have been accidentally released from the mint. Others think that the extreme value is driven by collector competition, wealthy individuals who want to own the finest known examples of modern U.S. coins. When two or more serious bidders go head-to-head at a major auction, prices can skyrocket. That's exactly what happened in this case. Let's talk about the Lincoln penny's broader legacy to better understand why collectors are so passionate about these coins. Since 1909, the Lincoln cent has been a symbol of American history, freedom, and endurance. It's been in the pockets of millions of Americans through wars, recessions, and generations of change. The reverse designs have evolved too, from the wheat ears in 1909 to 1958, to the Lincoln Memorial from 1959 to 2008, and finally to the shield design starting in 2010. Each change marks a new era in American coinage, and collectors love building complete sets that tell this century-long story, because 2007 was among the final years of the Lincoln Memorial reverse design. Coins from that period carry special historical importance. That makes the 2007 penny a kind of transition piece, right before the 2009 bicentennial redesign. This timing adds to its emotional and historical appeal, making collectors even more eager to own one in perfect condition. It's also fascinating to think about how many of these coins might still be sitting unnoticed in jars, drawers, or pocket change. Imagine checking your spare change and realizing that one penny is worth millions. That's the magic of coin collecting. It turns ordinary moments into extraordinary discoveries. Many of the greatest finds in numismatic history happened by accident. Someone spending time examining coins they already had, noticing a small difference, and realizing it was something special. When the $4,002,007 penny made headlines, it sparked a surge in interest among new collectors. Suddenly, people all over the world began checking their coins again. It reminded everyone that you don't have to be a professional dealer to find something valuable. You just need curiosity, patience, and a bit of luck. Now, let's discuss the grading system a little more deeply since it plays such a major role in determining a coin's value. The Sheldon grading scale runs from 1 to 70, where 1 is barely identifiable and 70 is a perfect, flawless example. Coins graded MS-60 to MS-70 are considered mint state, meaning they were never in circulation and retain their original luster. For proof coins, which are specially struck with polished dies, PR-70 or PF-70 indicates the same flawless perfection. A 2007 no-mint mark Lincoln cent graded MS-70 by a reputable service is extremely rare. These top-graded examples are what bring in 6- and 7-figure prices at auction. In the past few years, we've seen a growing appreciation for modern coinage among investors. Traditional collectors once focused mostly on early copper and silver coins, but now even recent pennies, nickels, and quarters are being viewed as investment-grade collectibles. This shift in attitude has made coins like the 2007 penny even more valuable. When a coin reaches the level of perfection combined with rarity, its price potential becomes almost limitless. If you're interested in coin collecting, this story offers a valuable lesson. Always pay attention to detail. Every small difference, every tiny minting variation could mean the difference between a penny worth 1 cent and a penny worth millions. Study your coins, learn about mint marks, die varieties, and the history behind each issue. Knowledge is your greatest tool as a collector. It's also a reminder of how much craftsmanship and precision goes into minting coins. Even with modern technology, errors still happen.